open the sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
All right, Bulldog, assume you're back here in town, safe and sound from your travel to the national championship game over the weekend?
Absolutely. Flew in last night to beautiful Orlando International Airport. Welcomed there by Buddy Dyer as I got on the tram, obviously.
Sure, yes,
when the
of
mayor
course.
welcomes me home.
You know that was what Pat and I have talked about doing, is being the voice of the tram after this little stint. Oh, Pat, am I joking?
Hello and welcome to Orlando International Airport.
And then I say, Bienvenidos, Orlando International Airport.
The Gators were welcomed home yesterday in Gainesville. Thousands of people, students, Gator fans met them at the airport. They had a big celebration yesterday. I guess they're going to have an even bigger celebration on Saturday. I think they're having their spring game Saturday. They're going to have a big national championship celebration at the stadium before that. The Gators, by the way, saw a stat as I was traveling home last night. The Gators are the only school in the history of college athletics to have won at least three basketball national championships and 3 football national championships. Does this make the Gators the best athletic program in the history of college sports?
Settle down there, bud. But we did have a listener that texted that in yesterday and said, see if Bulldog has this nugget, 3-3.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's impressive.
So, yeah, absolutely. Magic impressive last night as well. Could the Magic be peaking at just the right time? They took another major step last night in their quest to finish 7th in the Eastern Conference standings, which would ensure them to host the play-in game throughout the play-in tournament. They beat the Hawks last night 119 to 112. That's their 3rd straight win. That gives them a 2-game cushion over the Hawks for the 7 seed, 3 games to play. So, and here's the other thing. The Cavaliers clinched number 1 seed in the East last night, which means the Celtics now really have nothing to play for. The Celtics playing the Magic tonight. So, maybe the Celtics will be resting their starters. Paolo last night, 33 points, 10 rebounds. His buddy, Franz Wagner, he had 22 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. It was the 11th straight game. They each scored 20-plus points. So they are rolling right now. Wendell Carter Jr. had one of his best games of the year, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. Career high 6 steals for Wendell. So the Magic looking pretty good right now, heading into the play-in.
Dog, I know you were out of town, but did you hear the stat? This might have just been local news, but our G League team, your boy, what is it?
Oh, yeah, Mac
McClung or whatever?
Yeah, Mac McClung, yeah.
Dude, Pat brought the Magic G League to the finals, right?
Oh, yeah, the Osceola Magic they're a powerhouse in the G League, and Mac McClung, I still don't know why he hasn't gotten a serious look with the big club. I think he had 46 last week. He had 46 points in one of their victories.
Dude,
so,
they better give him a shot before the Lakers scoop him up.
Stop. Don't do it. But if you take him in right now to have a backup on the bench going into I'm just saying, Magic, come on.
Hey, what'd you make of Denver blowing out their coach and GM with 4 games left in the season?
Unbelievable. Mike Malone gets fired by the Nuggets. They won the championship just 2 years ago. They're the 4 seed right now.
Let's fire everybody.
So they fire him. They fire the GM. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'll tell you what. There are a lot of NBA coaches now on existing teams that are now looking over their shoulders because there's a lot of teams that would love to hire Mike Malone. That guy's a great coach. And I don't know what happened. I mean, I would have hoped that the Nuggets checked with Nikola Jokic, who's the best player in the NBA, before they fired the coach because, wow.
Do you think, I mean, it's in the name, Nugs. Do you think it might have something to do with the weed? Denver Nugs, and it's legal there, dog. I might be reaching, but
I think it might have had something to do with Nikola Jokic. I mean, let's face it, players get coaches fired all the time, and if they didn't check with Jokic on this before they made the firing, they're idiots, because he's the best player in the NBA, and it's not even close, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens there. What else we have?
You got the par 3 tournament for the Masters today. As that gets ramping up here.
Absolutely, we're going to make our picks tomorrow. Okay. I know you're going to pick the big meathead.
I already told Taco that on Monday. I'm in on DeChambeau. Yes,
they did a little interview and some reporting on him that 75%. This is unofficial, of course, but when he was out there doing the chip and putt over the past weekend, 75% of kids love that guy. Even though he's on a totally different tour.
Of course they do. Of course they do. That's why they need to get together so we can see Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, and some of these other players back on the PGA Tour. Real quick, Angel Cabrera, remember him?
Yeah.
Angel Cabrera won the Masters a few years ago. He was smoking on the course. He's from Argentina. He was smoking.
Yeah. And didn't he get in trouble for some sort of abuse?
He was in prison for a couple of years for harassing some of his ex-girlfriends. He got put in prison, and now he's back playing in the Masters. So that's one of the big stories.
Dog, you picking him?
Hey,
I'm not picking some guy
I couldn't believe they would allow a golfer to smoke.
Can he light up during the Masters?
He did.
He did during the Masters.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't have cell phones, but you can spark up on the course as a player. Wow.
I guess you can.
Wow.
That is funny.
That's old school right there, smoking during an athletic competition. By the way,
him and John Daly out partying, watch out.
John Daly nods in approval. Yes.
By the way, being UCF alums, I hope you guys are glad to know that UCF football coach Scott Frost donated $500,000 to the Competitive Success Fund, which is the fund to help pay players. That's done to help spur alumnus to do the same. So you guys, now that Frosty has donated $500,000, what's your pledge going to be?
I seem to have misplaced my checkbook. I haven't been able to find my checkbook.
I donated yesterday. For every 500,000 given, I give 5.
Hey, before we let you go, Bulldog, Lightning, big game tonight at home against Toronto. Toronto is in first place. The Lightning, just a handful of games left. A bunch of those are at home. They do have a chance to surpass and take the number 1 spot in the Atlantic just as the playoffs are getting set to start. So we'll keep an eye on that situation.
Paul Porter will be announcing for the Lightning, although he got forced out of the Magic.
Mike the Bulldog Bianchi, host of Open Mic on AM 740 and FM 96.9 The Game, weekday mornings on to Jason Does, and he takes time from his show to join us for the sports page here on JRR each morning.
By the way, a happy birthday to Hugh Hefner today. Happy birthday.
Listen, Taco. On demand. Download the iHeartRadio app.